Every artist has that one song or a few songs that get kind of buried within their catalog, either buried by big hits or it's just a deep cut. And for The Weeknd, that song is Dancing in the Flames. But what makes Dancing in the Flames so unique is that it was actually kind of a hit, and it's not really a deep cut, but it was meant to lead an entire era. It was the single for an album that it never got placed on. It was never on the album. The song got like a music video, it got label support, even like a social media rollout, and when Hurry Up Tomorrow finally dropped, it was nowhere to be found. No tracklist placement, no deluxe edition, not even a performance for when the tour happened. Nothing. So what happened? Why was Dancing in the Flames erased from the album it was meant to launch? When Dancing in the Flames dropped, it didn't feel like a throwaway. It was positioned as the lead single to Hurry Up Tomorrow, The Weeknd's follow-up to Dawn FM, and seemingly the last The Weeknd record. Abel teased it across platforms, the music video, while it's not my favorite because it's basically just like an iPhone ad, but there is some depth within it with the car crashing and the ambulance and even the sunrise. Like, there's cool shots, but overall the music video is not my favorite. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Musically, Dancing in the Flames fits perfectly into The Weeknd's new style and new aesthetic. Synths, a pulsing retro futuristic bass line, and lyrics that flirt with self-destruction, addiction, and divine suffering. It's everything you'd expect from a Weeknd lead single: cinematic, thematic, dramatic, and the kind of song that sounds like the beginning of something big. Even the lyrics you can look deeply into them and position them into Hurry Up Tomorrow. They feel like this big ending and climax to a big story, and that's the feeling I got from Dancing in the Flames, and that's why I really genuinely like this song. Like, that's why I'm making this video. I really do like Dancing in the Flames, and it had me so excited for Hurry Up Tomorrow. Hurry Up Tomorrow turned out great. I think it's his best record, but Dancing in the Flames works within the context of the record, and it got me very excited for that album. But when Hurry Up Tomorrow actually dropped, Dancing in the Flames was gone. No explanation, no alternate version, no deluxe, and the first official single didn't even make the album. Does not make sense to me. And even more bizarre, it wasn't performed after he did the rollout. Once he started the tour, it was gone. No interviews talking about it. It's like it never even happened. In The Weeknd's history, this isn't common. Even lukewarm singles like Secrets or In the Night found their place on albums. Dancing in the Flames, erased. So why would The Weeknd scrap a fully pushed lead single? Here are a few theories. One, maybe it was thematic shift. Maybe the album evolved creatively after the single dropped. Maybe the tone of Hurry Up Tomorrow drifted away from the sound of Dancing in the Flames. It also could have been industry politics. It's possible the single didn't perform the way the label expected. Despite the push, maybe they pivoted directions fast. 3, it could have been artistic second guessing. Abel has always been a perfectionist. Maybe the track felt too safe or not cohesive or just didn't fit the final version. Or maybe it was meant to carry something else or be something else. And it also could have been in relation to the LA fires that were going on at the time. This song definitely does kind of have some maybe touchy themes of, you know, the fires, Dancing in the Flames, so maybe that's another reason, but I think that's the least likely version. I think it was probably industry politics. I think the single did not perform very well or something like that. Maybe they expected it to be really big, and then once they dropped like Timeless with Playboi Carti, that was the biggest single, and they were like, okay, we need to push this song more. Let's forget Dancing in the Flames. And maybe The Weeknd wasn't even, his heart maybe wasn't even in Dancing in the Flames. Maybe he solely made that song to be a big radio hit, and when it didn't perform, he's like, I don't really even like this song. Why am I trying to push it? Maybe that's the reason, but who knows? Despite being buried, Dancing in the Flames has found a strange afterlife, at least for me, and other fans that I've seen that like still comment on the video, post edits, and wonder what could have been and where it would have fit on the track list. In a way, its disappearance actually made the song better and almost more like mythical. It's kind of like the ghost version of Hurry Up Tomorrow we never got. A universe where that song would have been on the album or maybe even shaped the sound. But in our timeline, it's kind of a beautiful fragment, and pun intended, it was left in the flames. So what are my thoughts on the track? I think Hurry Up Tomorrow is an incredible record, and I like the way that it is, but there is some songs on the record, like maybe Drive, that I think could have been replaced by Dancing in the Flames. That would have been a cool placement. And yes, I do think it was industry politics. I do think it was the song not performing, so they didn't want to push it, and Timeless was the big single, so they kind of just left it to be forgotten in the flames. But yeah, Dancing in the Flames, I really like it. I like the production, even if it does sound very poppy and it sounds like it's going for that radio hit. I think it has kind of a clear message, and it brings a lot of value to what Hurry Up Tomorrow is trying to do, kind of the end of something, the climax of something, and in a way that's done in a super poppy. And that's what I love about The Weeknd too. He can make dark songs that have dark themes and dark lyrics, but make it super poppy and super accessible for a large audience. Also, the acoustic version of the song is absolutely incredible. I love the acoustic version. It like his voice in that just adds like some depth and emotion to the song that I feel like is kind of lacking in the single version. The live version's also really good. Again, the kind of emotion that his voice can provoke from that. So I really like it lyrically, because again, there's a lot to dive into as far as like the themes of Hurry Up Tomorrow, the end of something, kind of, it's the end of the weekend and we're dancing through it. And I like that theme a lot. I like, again, The Weeknd kind of has that throughout his catalog, where dark lyrics, but you're dancing to it. So that's why I really like Dancing in the Flames. I want to know your thoughts on Dancing in the Flames, because I have seen some discourse around the song. It's kind of why I made this video, but I haven't seen too much. I want to see more discussion on this song. And what do you think of it? Do you think it should have been on Hurry Up Tomorrow, or are you glad that it was left off? And where would you place it on the track list? That's an interesting question that I want to see answered. Where would you place it on the track list in Hurry Up Tomorrow? Like what song after and what song before? Where would it fit? Because I think it would fit towards the end, like I said, with a Drive, or even a Give Me Mercy, like towards the end of that track list. I think it would fit, like maybe before The Abyss or something like that. I think it would work. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on Dancing in the Flames. Make sure to subscribe, like, and you can now support the channel by doing like thanks and memberships. So if you want to support, obviously you don't have to. Subscribing and liking is free, but you can actually donate now to the channel to support it. So daily videos, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.